What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining me here today. If this is your first time here, my name is Eddie, and today I'm going to be talking about some Criterions that I picked up during the month of July, this past July 2025. Can't believe we're already halfway through the year, or more than halfway now. And if you are a subscriber or you've been a subscriber, friend of mine, friend of the channel, you may have been wondering where I've been the last couple of months. I haven't been active very much here on YouTube, but that's I'm not gonna get into all of that right now. Everything's cool, everything's fine. It's just been busy with life and watching movies, trying to watch the movies in my collection. That's right, I actually do try to watch the movies that I purchase every now and then. I'm gonna be showing off some Criterions that I picked up in the month of July. The sale, as of the recording this video, the sale has come to an end. So I was hoping to get this out much sooner to kind of share some recommendations and things like that. But I guess this video will still be useful, if you want to add some Criterions to your wish list for November, or if you just want to see what I picked up, So I went a little crazy a little bit this month. I bought 14 Criterions. But I will justify that some of the purchases were with a gift card because my birthday is in June. So I did receive some gift cards from some family, and that's how I'm going to justify my crazy spending here today. So now, like I said, I bought 14. I have seen 7 of those titles. So I'll start by talking about the ones that I've seen so I can share my thoughts. And then I'll talk about the ones I haven't seen, and I'll just kind of try to share why I bought them. First up, Tampopo. Now, it is sealed because I watched this on streaming a few years ago. And since I had just seen it, I didn't really feel the need to go out, rush out and buy it. But I feel like enough time has passed to where I actually do want to rewatch this pretty soon. So I finally bought the Criterion Blu-ray. There is no 4K of this yet, unfortunately, but that's fine. This is a good movie. A lot of people I've heard talk about this seem to like it. I like it, so definitely recommend checking this out if you haven't. It's about this young woman who is a restaurant owner, and like I said, it's been a while since I've seen it, but from what I remember, she's like on this, I don't know, like she wants to open a ramen shop, and there's some other characters, along the way that are trying to help her with that. And I need to revisit this. I don't remember like specific details, but I remember it being really well shot, and just the way they like show you the close-up shots of the food, the ramen. It's like just art within art. Like, this movie is art itself, but then within the movie it's portraying the art of food. So if you're like a foodie or something like that, like, I think you'll really enjoy this. Kind of want to just like buy some ramen and watch this tonight. I might do that, we'll see. All right, so this is a recent watch. I actually saw this a couple of nights ago, and this is Afterlife, directed by, I'm gonna try to say this correctly, Hirokazu Koreeda. And Koreeda is a filmmaker that I am just now starting to become more familiar with. I've now seen 2 of his films, with Afterlife being the first one, and this is a very somewhat of a slow burn, but it's very thought-provoking. It's like well, let me just give you the basic premise, and very simple premise. It's about it takes place in one location, pretty much one setting, like an office building, where you have these employees who are tasked with welcoming or receiving recently deceased, and they're tasked with extracting or asking them to provide or select one memory from their life. Choose one memory from your life that that you would like to hold on to forever and take with you to the afterlife. And that's all I'll really say about this. Somewhat of a slow-paced movie. It kind of helps you like reflect on life, what's important in life, shows you different perspectives, different personalities. And what I found interesting about this movie is that Koreda and I guess his crew, they actually interviewed actual people, like Japanese citizens. He went around and interviewed Japanese citizens, I guess asking him that question, and amongst others, I would assume. And he took those experiences, those conversations, and kind of, somewhat put it into this film. So, of course, everyone in the movie is an actor, so it is kind of shot like in a documentary style at times, or interview style, I should say. But yeah, that's it's a pretty good movie. I mean, I would definitely recommend. And this is just a Blu-ray. I don't think there's a 4K. It comes with a booklet inside as well. So yeah, I mean, the other Koreda film that I saw recently was Shoplifters. That's not on Criterion, but yeah, I'm definitely intrigued in continuing, or I'm interested in checking out more of his work for sure. Next up, this was a popular title. I saw a lot of people picking this up, and that's Winchester 73, a Western from 1950 starring the great James Stewart. And this was a fun one. I am a fan of Westerns. I did enjoy this. It's kind of like your quintessential Western in my opinion. It has a little bit of everything. Great music, the landscapes, the scenery. Kind of takes place like in, I think it's like Kansas or something, and a small town. You got the protagonist, you got the villain, and there's even Native Americans that show up, which interestingly enough, I think like the chief in the Native American group was played by Rock Hudson, which was interesting. But yeah, overall, a good movie. Winchester 73, of course, referring to the gun in the movie. Very prominent, kind of a character in and of itself. And it's essentially like a revenge tale. And James Stewart does a phenomenal job in this, of course. And just a great movie. I would recommend that one as well. This was a nice surprise. I bought this and saw this for the first time. Onibaba from 1964, and this is directed by Kaneko Shindo. I know he also did Kuroneko. I think that's how you say it. Kuroneko. And I know he also directed The Naked Island, which I almost picked up, but I passed on it. And just by the cover alone, I fully expected this to be like full-on horror, and it really wasn't. Although it does have some horror elements, it definitely has some like freaky, frightening imagery and music for sure. But I'd say at the heart of this film is really more about, humanity, our impulses as humans, and just morality. Did I say that already? I feel like I said that. Could be wrong. I don't know. I'm sitting down on the floor. My back's starting to hurt. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But yeah, definitely don't expect like a full-on horror. Although I'm sure at the time this was pretty horrific, I guess you could say. I mean, you could say as an audience we've become desensitized to horror, and our expectations for horror have elevated. But I mean, just the atmosphere that Shindo was able to create here was incredible. Like, I loved the setting. It takes place in medieval Japan, kind of like in the midst of this war-torn country, and you have this woman and her daughter-in-law who are living in this like wheat-covered field, just like taller than a human. talking tall grass, and they're living in a hut in poverty, and they're basically doing anything they can to survive. So yeah, the older woman's son, obviously her daughter-in-law's husband, is off in war, and then you get a new character come in. I don't want to reveal who or anything like that, but you get a new character come in, and it's it. I don't really want to say much. I don't want to spoil anything. I would say just watch this. It's such a good movie, and of course this demonic mask, comes into play later on in the film. So it doesn't have like a huge role right from the beginning. It kind of builds up toward. I don't even want to say it builds up toward the mask, because the mask kind of seemingly comes out of nowhere. That's all I'll say about this. I feel like I'm just rambling about this movie. I'll just stop right there. But this was a nice surprise. I really like this movie, and it also includes a booklet as well with some pretty cool art there. And this includes also an interview with the director and a commentary by the director and a couple of actors. So pretty cool. I really love that movie. All right, so this is the first one in the pile that I wouldn't necessarily recommend, and that's Frances Ha. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I just don't really feel like I was the target audience for this movie. This is a movie by Noah Baumbach, who I'm not too familiar with. Noah Baumbach. I've seen bits of Marriage Story. I didn't finish that one, and then I've seen Frances Ha. That's pretty much all. That's all I've seen from him. And it stars Greta Gerwig as the main actress here, playing the main character. And the way I would describe this is kind of like a day in the life, living in New York, trying to get by, make ends meet, pay your rent, hang out with friends, relationships, just somewhat of a coming of age slice of life type of movie. I like the character that Greta Gerwig plays, Frances Ha. I feel like she's very likable, funny, kind of like a witty. It's a good movie. It's just not one that I feel like I would really need to revisit. What else? It was shot in black and white. It was filmed in black and white. Not really sure why. That was probably, of course, an artistic choice. And I know that there's a special feature in here talking about, so there is a conversation about the look of Frances Ha between Baumbach and the director of photography, who did the film's color mastering. So pretty sure that they get into the reasoning and whatnot. So maybe I need to watch that and kind of get a better understanding, I guess, themes or what the filmmaker exactly was trying to convey. But it was a good solid watch. I really like the New York setting. Next up, probably the most popular title for this sale, I would say, in my opinion, and that is Sorcerer. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I hadn't really heard of this movie at all until the Criterion release. And the main reason I picked this up was, well, I guess two reasons. One, it's a William Friedkin film, which I know he's a great director, so I really wanted to dive into more of his movies. And second reason, this packaging is just, come on. Look at this packaging. I'm sure you've seen it a million times, but I love the artwork here, especially on the front cover. Comes with 3 discs and a booklet. So that really sold me. I did watch this and it was good. I don't love it like a lot of people seem to love it. A lot of people are mentioning also, and of course it's true, that this is based on the same novel, I think, that Wages of Fear was based on. Now, I haven't seen Wages of Fear, but I'd be willing to give it a shot. I might like that more than I liked Sorcerer. I don't know. I love the setting. I love the music. The story was interesting. The tension building, of course, that famous bridge scene, the one everybody talks about. Yes, all that. For sure, it was awesome. I just feel like there wasn't enough. I don't know. I wanted more depth from the characters. They felt very surface level. Now, if you're not familiar with it, it's just pretty much about these. I want to say four men. I think 4 men who, I guess, commit like crimes, or they're sort of wanted men in their hometown, wherever they're from, and they all end up in some secluded village in South America, in the jungle somewhere, and they're tasked with transporting nitroglyceride. I want to say. I don't know, guys. I should have. Yeah, nitroglycerin. Sorry, nitroglycerin in a truck through the jungle. And so they're in this like constant danger. They're in this there's this constant tension that the truck might tip over, or the bombs might go off, or whatever the case may be. So it definitely keeps you on the edge of your seat at times, but I feel like it can also be a very slow burn type of movie, which is fine. It just wasn't like 100% my cup of tea, though I would be willing to revisit it for sure. All right, so I'm going to pick up the pace here because I'm sitting on the floor, like I mentioned earlier, and I'm getting too old. I'm getting too old for this sitting this way. So this next one, this is the last from this pile that I've seen. That's Barry Lyndon. I did own this on Blu-ray. Now, I'm not one to usually upgrade my Blu-rays, my Criterion Blu-rays, to 4K. But I did upgrade Barry Lyndon for 2 reasons. One, the packaging. I could appreciate, the upgrade in packaging. Some people wouldn't consider it an upgrade from the clear case to a digipack. I do. I do think I do appreciate the extra detail, the artwork here, and sort of like the cardboard box that it comes with and all that. But the second reason is, well, the fact of the upgrade in resolution. Now, I haven't compared the two, but if there's ever a movie that is deserving of the 4K upgrade, it's Barry Lyndon. I mean, if you've seen this movie, you know what I'm talking about, or just watch a trailer, look up images. Every frame is a beauty to look at. Now, I don't know when I'll get to this movie. It is a whopping 185 minutes. But when I do revisit Barry Lyndon, I want to revisit it in the best quality possible. So just had to go ahead and get that one. All right, guys, we're halfway done. Thank you for bearing with me, hanging out with me. I know I stutter. I know I trip on my words. I know I'm not very good at explaining movies, but appreciate you just still hanging around. So these next couple titles I have not seen. So I'll just kind of briefly share what compelled me to spend $20 to $25 on these movies. Godzilla vs. Biollante on 4K. So I do own that big Godzilla box set, which I actually have right here. This was not planned at all. I swear it's just here. So I have this gorgeous box set right here. This, could you call this a box set? Yeah, sure, why not? I'm gonna call it a box set. And it includes, now I already had this, but this includes what, like, I don't even know, 8 movies, the Showa era films. And I am making it my goal to watch all of these movies sometime in the near future. And once I do, I will move on to Godzilla vs. Biollante. Excuse me. So yeah. And I saw that trailer. It looked pretty sick. So Mishima, Life in Four Chapters. I've heard great things. Love the packaging, the artwork. Saw a trailer as well. Looks very dreamlike, psychedelic. Could be wrong, but that's just the vibe I get from the artwork and the trailer. And looking forward to watching that one. I'm looking forward to watching all of these, so I'm gonna try not to say that anymore. So this next one, I randomly get these like weird urges to watch movies of different settings, time periods, whatever the case may be. And I got this sudden urge to watch a movie that takes place in like gritty New York, talking 40s, 50s, smoke on the streets, just people walking up and down, classic cars, that sort of thing. And this movie gave off that vibe. Don't know if it will, but sweet smell of success. And of course, the packaging also was a plus. Kind of don't know too much about this movie, but I'm getting like a noir vibe. And it's got, what's his name? Tony Curtis. I love Tony Curtis. He's right there. So give it a chance for those reasons. Next up, Seconds by John Frankenheimer. All I know about this movie, and I'll try to say it without looking at the back, so I could be off, but a man has his face replaced. That's all I got. So I really don't. This is like a complete blind buy. I don't think I even saw a trailer for this. But so Rock Hudson, I forgot Rock Hudson was in this. He is actually a banker who is dissatisfied with his suburban existence. I think we can all relate. He elects to undergo a strange and elaborate procedure that will grant him a new life. Interesting. All right, so there's more to it, obviously, but giving me like David Cronenberg, Face Off type of vibes. I don't know. So I was about to say I'm looking forward to checking it out, but I'm not going to say that. Can't wait to watch. In the Mood for Love 4K. I watched Chungking Express not too long ago. Thought it was great, so I wanted to check out more of Wong Kar-wai. In the Mood for Love. I hear it's his best movie. Let me know which Wong Kar-wai movie is your favorite. Love and Basketball. Never seen it, but I love basketball and I love love, so put them together, I'm sure it's a great movie. And the last one is part of the Janus Contemporaries line, and that is Evil Does Not Exist. And I hear this is from the same director that did Drive My Car, which I still haven't seen. I meant to pick that up, but I had to cut myself off. But yeah, I just they're a little bit cheaper than the regular Criterion Blu-rays. These are with the sale, it's $15. So had some Barnes and Noble credits as well, so I might have paid like $10 for this. So I thought that was worth giving it a shot. And this is a fairly recent movie from the year 2023. So I did read the synopsis. I saw a trailer, and it gives off like one of those environmental impact type stories where the big company or whatever wants to swoop into some peaceful land and start building like corporate people want to build they want to build a, what does it say here? I remember reading it. I don't know, but sounds good, looks good, looks like it's shot beautifully, and yeah. But that's it, guys. That's pretty much, those are the Criterion titles that I bought during July. from the ones that I watched, ooh, almost dropped them. I would pretty much recommend all of them except for maybe Francis Ha, but I still think it's pretty good. And then the ones that I have not seen, right there. Well, there it is, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. It feels kind of weird to be recording again. It's been a while. I definitely want to, I'm pending my top 5 of the decade series. I was doing a live stream. If you've been following me for a while, you know I've been doing a live stream every couple of weeks, every couple of months of our top 5 from the decade. I get different guests, and so far I've done top 5 from the 50s, top 5 from the 60s, top 5 from the 70s. So next up is top 5 from the 80s. I have not asked anyone to be a part of that live stream yet. I've just kind of been putting YouTube off in general, like live streams. I know I've been a guest on other people's live streams and things like that, but you know that's easy to do. You just kind of hop on one evening and an hour or two and get right off. It's another thing to like plan a live out and sit down, record. So it's just life's been getting in the way, you know. But I don't think I'll ever. Well, I don't want to say ever, but I don't think I'll leave YouTube completely. I definitely will take some breaks here and there. I don't want to take as long of a break as I did this last time, so apologies for that. I really want to become a little bit more consistent. But yeah, guys, I'll go ahead and cut the video off here. But if you want to give it a like, if you'd like, follow me on Letterboxd if you want to, and if you're not a subscriber, consider hitting that subscribe button to hang out for, you know, to talk movies, check out some future videos. But yeah, anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.